Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com, and I'm back with my favorite teacher of astrology currently, Master Himanshu. Hello, Himanshu.
Hello everyone, hello Dada. I hope everybody is doing good, being blessed.
People are asking to see more of you because the knowledge that you give is exceptional. The knowledge is
Mm.
so uh, easy yet precise for specific answers. That's why I love Himanshu's work. It's not so much psychological as you've seen from previous videos that we've done with Himanshu. You could see whether we'll have one or two professions, someone will have one or two professions, whether someone will have one or more marriages. And now we're gonna look at something just as fascinating. Whether someone, according to their horoscope, at a very quick glance, will work. Is it better for them to be an employee? Because for some people, it's much more preferable. Some people need this 9 to 5. Or are you someone who's going to have a business, be self employed in some way? This is a topic I'm absolutely fascinated by. And I never knew how to always be 100% sure. And Himanshu has this knowledge for us. And before I start, you can order a personal reading with Himanshu if you're not into learning all this. He's incredible. The testimonials are fantastic. And also, Himanshu has just started a week ago his 1 year course on Vedic astrology. He uses tropical zodiac, but with Vedic principles. You will see his analysis is fantastic. His teaching ability is wonderful. Anyone who wants to jump on that horse, he has already 13 students on the course. You've missed just one lecture, we'll send it to you, but it's from the beginning to the end, from the very foundations. You don't need to know any astrology, and you can apply it to your Western horoscope, no matter what. Don't be afraid of the Vedic terminology. Himanshu is trying to make the Vedic terminology into Western. So this course is aimed also for Westerners primarily, and people who know astrology or people who don't know any astrology. And it's extremely affordable, 1 year course, twice per week, as far as I heard. Or you can watch the recordings after that and own it for life, just $750, something like that. So
Yeah.
Himanshu, I'm giving you the word now. You're my guru now. I always look so much forward to your lessons.
You know what? Most of the time, whenever we discuss about career, about wealth, all these topics, so what happens? People want to know whether somebody should be in, whether I should do, whether I should be in job or what. So this question is always there, that what is happening with my life, what direction I should choose, and especially whose parents who are the whose kids are teenager, they are somebody who always have this question: what should my child do? How to direct my child? Where to go? Okay, and my guru had a very simple principles for that, and it may not be very bookish principle, because that is a village astrology principle. Okay, and the beauty about village astrology principles, we just has to look on the horoscope and we are clear. Okay, by within few seconds. Okay, we just need to find out placement of particular stuff, and we have the answer, the basic answer most of the time. And of course, if you want to go deep, we have to do then further steps. So in even in the last videos when we were talking about wealth specifically, so people get to know, okay, somebody will be getting wealth, somebody will be whether having less money or more money, but how to get that wealth? What is a path which can give us that particular wealth? So that is something, whether somebody should be in job, somebody should be in business, or what kind of environment they will be getting. So that is something we get from Vedic astrology. And let me share my screen for that.
Okay, waiting for the screen share.
Yeah.
We still don't see the.
It's coming actually.
Oh, okay. So I can't wait because I really want to know how to find this, because you said it's at a glance straight away.
Yes, it is at a glance. You will see that you just need to make a glance, and that is it. And you know what? Remember my video of marriage and compatibility. Okay. In that video, what happened? I'm share about particular technique, and I said it will be working at least 95%. So even this technique will be working at least 80 to 85%.
Amazing.
Okay, and I will be sharing that at what particular point it will not be working. So if you spend a little bit more time on the horoscope, you will get to know then the technique will be working 100%. But stuff we are talking, you just need to look at the horoscope and you get what you want to see. So that will be happening just in a few seconds. Okay. Before coming on that, we have little bit particular few basics to see what happens. So before we start, we should just pray to Lord Ganpati to bless us with the very precise and accurate knowledge. And then my thanks to my gurus. These are my two gurus, Pandit Vijender Shastri and Shri Anspilam. With the help of them, I was able to gain such divine knowledge. So, career in astrology. Actually, the ancient texts were very clear about profession, and profession has given a very high importance in the horoscope because we have taken birth and we do karma all the time, lot of karma all the time. And how to pursue that karma that comes from the profession, because whatever we do, we everybody work for living. Okay, in that particular process, we do some good karmas, some bad karmas, and then we have to fulfill the results of the karmas we do. So texts were very clear about how to know about what kind of karma we will be doing or what kind of profession we will be in. Okay, so there are two ways to check. According to the ancient classics, there are two ways to check. So first of all, we have to use the 10th house. And 10th house from the two places. One is ascendant, another is moon. We can also check from sun as well, but we will get to know where to check, where to not. But these are the two main points from where we have to check. First is ascendant, and second is moon. Why is that? Ascendant is the ultimate doer. I am the doer. So what my abilities are, what is my desire, okay, that is something will be coming from the left. Or what is my intelligence? Some people think ascendant or rising is something which indicates our life. So no, ascendant is something which indicates our intellect, our intelligence. And the life will be coming from the moon. This is the prana shakti.
Oh, so the moon is the life.
Moon, you know what, the moment when moon is off, we have no soul in the body. So this actually represents just the soul or just the body. But everything else, the soul is the ultimate doer in the body, which we call prana. Okay. In Hindi, in classical text, if you read the classics, when you used to read the classics, and if you remember, so they used to mention prana shakti. The kundalini awakening we do, that is a activation of the prana shakti, activation of the soul. So that happens from the moon.
So the
And
sun is the vehicle, the door.
yes,
The moon is the
it's the
actual,
vehicle.
the thing that makes
Yeah.
us alive, the soul. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we have to check from two places. One is ascendant and 10th house from there. So this ascendant shows that what we can do, our abilities are, and this shows our approach. So from the ascendant 10th house, it will indicate my abilities. From the moon, it will indicate my attitude towards it, my approach towards particular thing. And approach is the everything. Suppose my abilities are to work in the army, but I don't like working in the army, so that job will not be working for me. But my desire is to work in the army, but my body is not capable enough to work in the army. Again, that will be not working in that case. So we have to go hand by hand in both of them. Both of them have to support each other. Just one can work, but will not work just in amazing way. Got it? So the elements which we used to determine somebody's career are these: ascendant, rising sun, moon, sun, Arudha Lagana, and Atmakarka. People know about these three things. Let's tell them a little bit about AL and AMK. So AL is the ascendant, right? Special ascendant, which indicates our image in the society.
The image in the society. Okay.
Yes. Image in the society, and also what we present in the outer world. I can be very emotional from inside in my thing. You know what? I can be having moon in my rising sign. So I can be very emotional. But what happens if I have Mars in my ear? Okay, in my Uddha Lagna, I have Mars. So image which I will be putting in front of the world is I'm fiery person. So that is kind of, you know what, another cloth, another mask I'm wearing. EL is our image in the society.
I wonder what is Donald Trump's Arudha Lagna.
We will check that. We will check that. We have that example today.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, so we will check that. Remind me then. Then we have EMK. EMK is Amatya Karka. So Atma Karka we have discussed couple of time in the previous classes, the soul significator. Amatya Karka is the significator of our career, the karma.
Oh, and how do we find the Amatya, the career significator?
So Atma Karka is somebody who has the highest degrees.
Okay. We don't count Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. We only count up to Saturn. Okay,
Yes.
Traditional method.
So from the tradition from where I belong, we count till North Node, the 8 Karkas.
So the North Node can also be counted if it's not the South Node. Well, they'll
not
be
South Node, because they are from the same body. And Amatya Karka is the second highest. Simple.
So if I have, like, example, my Venus is the highest degree at 25 degrees of Aries, and then the second one is my moon. That would be at 24 degrees in Leo. That would be the career significator, Amatya Karka.
Yes, Amatya Karka. Okay.
I learned something.
So, you already knew that.
No, I didn't. I always thought the career was the Atma Karaka.
Atma Karaka is the soul significator, our connection from the divine energies. Okay, like that. And even in this also, then we have natural karkas, then the dignified karkas, char karkas, like that. So there are many things which we will be discussing in our course, definitely, because that's a little bit complex calculations. Okay, so these are the five things which represents our career one by one. And if we are able to analyze all these 5 things, we will be getting what we need to do, how we need to proceed. Okay, so first of all, I explain how to check these. Ascendant from the lagna, like ascendant, the lagna indicates the work native is interested. So from the 10th house from here, that represents that, okay, this is my interest and this is my abilities are. Okay, like
Sorry, it
what's
says here
what
the ascendant from Lagna. I don't understand what this is.
I actually write misprinting. So this is ascendant. I have to
Ye-
keep the oblique ascendant and laga the same thing.
You mean
Okay.
the
Like,
okay the 10th house from the ascendant.
yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
the 10th from the ascendant.
Yes. So 10th from the ascendant. Okay. And 10th from the moon indicates which will sustain the nature.
What is the difference? Sustain and interested in.
See, this may give me the money, may not give me the money. This will be giving me the money.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? Like working in some field can be just my passion. I can be doing for just for fun or just for support to the nature, just like an NGO work. So that is not giving me any money. Okay. But what I'm doing astrology readings. That is giving me money. So from my moon, what is in the 10th house? That is Ketu. I'm doing some occultic things to get my money. So that is what happens for
Some
me.
what? Some?
Like I'm doing astrology readings. Okay, that is related to
Ketu.
Ketu. So Ketu is in my 10th from the moon. So that indicates, okay, this is the occultic business which will be giving me good sustenance.
Just a
So
question.
I still,
People who have
uh-huh.
moon and ascendant, the moon in the same sign as the ascendant, for them it will be the same sign for the same house for both.
Yes, correct.
So for them it's the easiest. Whatever they
Yes.
like, they also do.
You know what? Let me share you a simple story. So when the first time I went to my mentor, Pandit Vijendra Shastri, at that time I was not a student of astrology. Okay. And I was a student of astrology. I just started it. And it was just a for fun, or you can say for hobby, but I was preparing to be an officer. Okay.
The
So
military.
taxation, yeah.
Ah,
No, taxation
taxo.
officer.
Okay.
I am very lazy person. I can't be in military at all. So, I want to be like a grade taxation officer. So I went to my mentor. He's the best astrologer in my region. So I went to him, and there he said, looking at my horoscope, "What do you do?" I said, "I am studying." "What do you study?" "I want to be a taxation officer." He was reading that particular thing. And slightly, because I was sitting in front of the best astrologer of the locality or city, you can call it. So I simply slowly said, "I am also learning astrology," like that. And you know what? Within a second, he said, "Astrology will be good."
Yeah.
Like I was too much into my preparation of being an officer. I devoted my 3-4 years into that preparation. That's a very hard one. Okay. And he completely forgot about that question and said that, okay, learn it well. It's a good knowledge, whether you want to make it as a profession or not. Learn it, you are bringing from the past life and all those kind of things, which gave me the confidence I'm on the right path. And then later, when I became his student, okay, uh, within a month, and I said that how you immediately said that. He simply said, your moon is in XYZ sign, and then from there is a K2, and I see K2 there. That means your intuition power is so brilliant. Go for it, and you're bringing this knowledge from the past life. Because
Amazing.
Jupiter was expecting it. It was so simple. So he's somebody who's very good in the village techniques. So he has some mini techniques which works like on just blindly. You work this without knowing any sign, without knowing any rising. Stand from the moon, look at what is happening there, what planet is there, go for it.
And you know this will sustain you.
Yes.
Material. Wow.
Yeah. And 10th from the sun. will indicate status and position for the native. Which work will bring work, and so somebody is, I am into astrology. Now I can be a astrologer in my city and I'm taking everyday consultations like that. Nobody knows me, only few people know me. But if I want to be famous in that, how I can gain that? For that, I need to see 10th from sun. What is happening there? Improve that particular system, then I will be getting status and position in that particular thing. So they're talking about you. So there are many astrologers, but only few like you are having a good status in this particular field. So you have to see something is very strong and from the sun.
Well, it's Capricorn. There is nothing there. But
And you should know the Lord of Capricorn is exalted.
the Lord is exalted. Yeah. The Lord of the 10th from the soul. Okay. Wow.
So it never fails
So
out.
simple.
It never
So
fails.
simple. Amazing.
Okay.
And if you have a weak 10th sign or planet from the sun, how do you strengthen it?
We just keep putting the elemental energy of that particular sun or planet.
So if it's, say, Cancer in the 10th from the sun, what does one do to keep?
So Cancer, first of all, the person who has Cancer from the sun, they have to improve their family relationships.
Ah, so simple.
Family relationships. Second thing, they have to improve their thought process. Too much emotions will be causing issues for them. Manage your thought process so that too much emotion should not overrule you.
Amazing. And Capricorn,
Okay.
be disciplined. or,
Be disciplined.
or go cheap, have cheap prices.
Yeah. So most importantly, when we talk about Saturn, we need to talk about discipline all the time. Whenever we talk about Saturn, the very first thing we need to do is discipline.
Discipline.
Okay. And be doing justice to other people. If you can't do justice to other people, you will have it.
Okay.
Because the planet which represents justice in the horoscope, Saturn.
Okay. So you can't take advantage of others and
No.
the opposite,
Yes.
you make it fair on them. Okay. No, good.
You know what?
Following it, so it works.
Yes, it works. And from AL, 10th house, benefit of the job. So basically here we see sustenance. Okay. Deal with the benefits of the job. So that means small benefits which are the byproducts of the job. So basically you can relate, just giving our example, we start reading the horoscopes of the people. Of course, we get some consultation free out of it. But in the process, we meet lot of personalities, okay, which is the byproduct of the business. Like suppose, you know what, I have it, if I have a client who is a doctor, okay, of course he pays me and whenever he want to take a consultation. But 2 a.m. in the night time, I need somebody's support. Okay, I need some advice. I will be calling him, and because I'm his astrologer, he will pick my call. He has to pick my call.
So it's perks, the
Or
perks of
the perks, yes.
whether you make
Because
friends or you
yes,
drive luxury cars or meet famous people, whatever it is. Or
yes. And because what we discuss, this is society benefits from the outer side.
from society because of your oh. So my Ruda Lagna is Gemini, so it will be the 10th from it would be Pisces.
Yeah.
That would be
Pisces.
unconditional.
That second house.
Huh?
Second house. Yeah.
Second, oh, you look at the house as well.
Yes.
So you look the 10th sign from your Ruda Lagna, the sign and the house. So my benefits are financial.
So sign is the house. So where we are studying the house, so we studying the house. So second house. So like that. And when we want to go more deeper, then we will also study the Jupiter, okay, who is with the ascendant Lord. So it's you who rules everything within the family, who rules everything in your circle. You are the one whose decision will be taken in account. You are the one who is taking care of everything.
Oh, because second house is the family, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh,
family.
yeah, it's
And
definitely
if we
I'm
see
helping out
the,
my family, like
yeah,
my brother's family, my parents, my other.
yeah, like that, everything. So
This
that
is the
happens
work.
like this way.
It's true. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah. And then we come to the Amatya Karka. So the Amatya Karka itself deals with the experience of the workplace and the impact of one's employer on one's life. Okay, so basically, this is the experience which I get from the workplace. So here we just discuss about the perks we are getting. Okay, so like I'm talking about myself, I'm a young kid, and instead of making some mistakes in life of my own, I can learn from others person's mistake. Or you know what, somebody is having very difficult family situation in somebody's office, and the person is learning from that person's situation, and whenever something like that arrives in the house, so they can implement that. And specifically, so this is one of the things, impact of one's employer on one's life, meaning somebody is getting a good employer, somebody is getting a bad employer, somebody is getting a supportive employer. So the quality of the employer, the support of the employer
The
is what
boss.
it matters.
So we don't look at the 10th house, we look at the Matya at the second
Karka. Yeah,
planet with the second
yeah,
highest degree.
yes. Because you know what, why we, there is a reason. So from here we are deciding the karmas from this particular position. And Amatya Karka we just discussed, it is itself the Karka for the profession, the career karma of Karka.
Yes.
So first comes the soul, and then it comes the karma of the soul. So that's why we are not going to the 10th house from there. We are just checking what is happening here. But one thing we can do if you want to study very deep into this particular thing, make this Amatya Karka as in the rising sign, like first house, and then calculate it.
Mhm.
You will have every sign, whatever the place you want to check, fourth house, fifth house, wherever you want to check the pace of your karma, the importance of your karma, you will be having the results.
And like my second planet with the highest degree is the moon. My experience of the workplace is my home.
Yes.
Definitely, I work at home.
Yes. For me, it is
Which
for
one?
me it is sun. Okay, so when I'm working, I can forget everything else. Okay, if I'm working, I will forget everything else. Like suppose I'm talking to you, so this is my work. If somebody gonna come on my door and give me an indication, they will have it from me. Can't you see I'm working like that? So at that particular point, I just, when I'm working, I'm working. I can't take somebody else
So is
because
the sun
that's,
energy of focus and concentration, or?
yes, yes. Talking of the whenever somebody breaks my concentration, that's a problem.
Mhm.
Okay. Because sun is somebody who's very disciplined, because the only thing which happens on the time, that is the rising of the sun.
Oh, okay. Very on straight on horse with blinkers. This is, I'm going there, I'm doing this, that's it. That's my very
Yes,
dedicated, gives it all.
yes. So that is my Amartya Karka. So, and because of that, somebody have two things, Atma Karka and Amartya Karka, as both of the fiery signs. People around them really suffers.
Well, people's around them, what?
Suppose somebody's Atma Karka is a fiery planet, somebody's Amatya Karka is fiery planet. Like I have the Atma Karka Mars and Amatya Karka Sun.
Oh,
So because of that, all the time,
boss.
like that.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, this was the basics.
I'm opening charts of my children. I'm watching, I'm
Yeah. Okay. So So we are discussing 10th house actually. So there are few things we need to know about the 10th house before we proceed, although we have discussed, but just a wrap up. So you know what 10th house deals with the prosperity or the growth, we can say prosperity. And the significator is of prosperity is Jupiter. I'm talking about the prosperity. The significator of prosperity is Jupiter, not the significator of the 10th house. So, and this house represents our karma, and karma including all the work, all the actions. So when we talk about the actions, that's represented by Saturn. Okay. So actions are represented by Saturn for the 10th house. Profession and career. So the nature of profession and career, that is Mercury. So I'm just describing the elements, different elements of the 10th house and who is a significator of that. Because you know what, if you want to do the deep analysis, it will help you. And because 10th house represents mid-heaven, and mid-heaven plays a vital role for that. Why it plays a vital role? Because fame is coming from there. And that is why somebody very important, Sun. Sun is also significator for the 10th house, for the fame from the 10th house, like that. So, and we are checking this thing from the Lagna. Lagna means ascendant. So Lagna becomes the something which is important throughout. So we are not discussing that. And for the work, we need to see two houses. One is 7th house and 6th house. Okay, 7th house and 6th house. 6th house represents our jobs. This represents our business. So, and also this represents our servants, our employees. So if servants are faithful, the 6th house, and favorable, then we can win over everything.
We can
The
what?
company, we can win over everything. The company who has good employees, those are the companies they rise. So for even for the business, we have to check the 6th house.
If the
Okay, like
employees
I'm a kind of employee to you. Okay, so if I work properly, so then your institution will improve. And if I'm not working properly, so somehow it will be bringing some negative impact on the institution. So we have to check our 6th house, what is happening there. If our 6th house is corrupted, then we have to be very careful with from our employees.
So it might be
Okay.
best not to get employees in that case if your 6 houses.
But you know what? Then we have to remediate. Then we have to manage the employees, keep an eye on the employees. Throughout surveillance is required. Okay, we can't let it be. And if our 6th house, we can let it be, meaning we are supposed to get good employees. Okay, and somebody, if our 6th house is corrupted, we have to keep refining our employees. Sometimes we see that, okay, this has started giving me trouble, let's change it. Let's change it. So regular changing can be needed. Okay. So this is one thing. And one more thing, let me tell you one interesting thing, because now I just remember. Bad influence on the 10th house will also affect the 12th house. How? 12th house represent moksha. Moksha means salvation, getting free from the bondages. And this represents our karma. So bad influence from on the 10th house means our karma is being spoiled. Until and unless our karma is not good, we can never get moksha. Or we can also call it ultimate peace. Sleeping.
You can't get peace.
So if our 10th house is not good, we cannot get peace, we cannot be sleeping. Like somebody is having bad 10th house, that means he may not be getting any job, he may not be employed, and that will be definitely troubling their peace. bad environment in the office. So this is something, and people don't talk about it, but this is how we see. If this is getting bad, this is definitely getting the start. Okay.
Yeah, if your career and if you can't find vocation, or if you're unhappy, I've never been more restless and unhappy than at those moments. The peace is totally,
Yes.
yeah, you get consumed with this one thing. And what
So
about
keep in mind,
if someone chooses to be a mother, stay-at-home mother? Why would that mean they will never get peace? I mean, it's
you know what, being a mother is one of the difficult job. Okay.
so
So
it's
in
like
that
this is the
particular,
career. Yeah.
because this is not a career then. So at that particular point, we will be seeing fifth house and the 10th house. Because her job is to do the upbringing of the children.
Mhm.
Okay. And if somehow their fifth house is being corrupted, okay, and that will definitely be meaning her children will be giving difficulties to them, might be because of their health issues, might be the children are very naughty or very spoiled kids like that. So because of that, or maybe unsuccessful kids. So
Mm.
that will be also disturbing the 12th house thing.
Yeah.
We have to depend on the stuff.
Sorry, I'm just gonna
Okay.
pause for a second. I'm having an important call. We're back. Thank you.
Yeah. So we discussed like the importance of the 12th house with, okay, the importance of 10th house impacting the 12th house. So this is something. So like that, if the strength of 10th house is good, okay, then we are definitely supposed to have good direction. Okay. Like somebody is unemployed. What can cause unemployment actually? Difficult 10th house.
Oh,
Corrupted 10th house will cause unemployment. Okay. Like fix are bad malefics, or some debilitated planet in the 10th house. So debilitated planet in the 10th house indicates the person will be having difficulties in getting a job. Because generally what happens, planet in the 10th house gives general good results. So when something happens to the 10th house, like a debilitated planet, it promises that some person will be getting job, business, something. But how well he will be doing, then that's a different question. Because what happens, this ascendant, rising sign is a promise. Everything else is coming after the rising sign. Rising ascendant is a promise, whatever we get. Because for anything we check from the ascendant. Somebody will be getting married or not, we will be checking the promise from the rising. Somebody will be having kids or not, we will be checking the promise from the, so benefit good from the 10th house will promises somebody will be having a good living
what
or
if it's
living at
nothing?
ease.
What if it's
Blank, yeah, blank
ah,
10th house will indicate we have to check the Lord and the relationship of the Lord from. So if the Lord of the 10th house, in case of blank 10th house, and the Lord supposed to fall in, you can say 6 and 8, or from the 10th house, it brings difference.
it brings what?
In this case, we will be not difficulties,
Uh-huh.
problems. Okay. So in this case, we generally we see whenever the planet moves 6, 8, 12 from the house, it brings problems. But in this particular 10th house case, we don't include 12th house.
Mhm.
Because 12th house from the 10th house is
Right.
9th house. And whenever 10th Lord goes to the 9th house, it makes a brilliant combination. The
Yes.
person will be successful no matter what the person is born in the slum or somebody having nobody to support. Okay. So that's why we cannot include this. But if the Lord is getting 6th from the 10th, 8th from the 10th, problems are promised.
I
Okay.
have the
So
ruler of my 10th house which is Scorpio, the 10th house, is Mars in the 6th from the 10th house. And till 30, I had so many problems. I would get fired, I would leave. But Mars is aspecting as well the 10th, and it's in its own sign. So eventually it worked out, but it was really difficult till 32, 33.
Because you know what, before that, other things like the planets which give fast results, they were working. And in terms, although Saturn is exalted, but it is retrograde. So Saturn gives little bit slow results. So Saturn was supposed to give it because the Karaka for the 10th house, the job, all those things, Saturn as well. So it was coming little bit late because it's your ascendant Lord as well. Okay. Mars could have given you early results actually, but problem is Saturn is aspecting Mars. Okay, so Saturn kind of was obstructing Mars to give early results. But after the history, the obstruction of Saturn goes away. So that's why Mars was able to give you good results. Okay. Yeah. Coming on the main theme of today, enough basics we have covered. Coming on the main theme, we discuss the business is first house and the seventh house, job is the sixth house. Everybody knows seventh house is business, but why I am saying first house? Because me, it's my business. So I am the self-doer. My interest should be there. Okay. So everything comes second. Me should be there first. So somebody can be in business. Somebody's father is having a big empire, and the person is supposed to forcefully given that business. The person is forcefully managing the business, but the first house is kind of missing. Okay, and these people are the people who somehow change their profession in the later age. Okay. And jobs comes from the sixth house. So talking about the business first, there are few parameters of having a business for the business. Ascendant should be powerful. The ultimate doer is ascendant. Few planets will be increasing the capability of the first house, and few will be reducing it. Somebody has Sun in the first house, Mars in the first house, Mercury in the first house. So they will be improving the ascendant. And somebody is having Saturn in the first house, they will be giving away they will be just decreasing the ability of the ascendant because Saturn is not good in the first house. Okay. So like that. And for business, we must have few things: patience, risk taking, vision, teamwork, communication. So these are the 5, 6 things we should be checking. What planet gives patience, what planet gives risk taking, all these things, and how these planets are playing in the horoscope. Okay, we need to check that. And after that, good combination to the 10th house or 10th lord. Good combinations to the 10th house and 10th lord will be giving us better results. Because ultimately the environment, the quality of the work is represented by who? The quality will be whether business or job, that will be given by these 3 houses. But the quality will be explained by 10th house. And we will be checking these from birth chart, moon chart, divisional chart like the 90 and the other things we just discussed in the background. Okay, these are the things. Because everything is coming from the rising. So rising can make us strong, rising can make us low. Okay. So positive influence on the rising will keep us motivated even when the bad phases goes in our life. If somebody is having a strong rising, they will just say, no problem, I will handle it. I will handle it. But what happens with some people when the bad phases come, they will start freaking out. Something is not going good. I'm having difficulties. God is challenging me. Everybody is challenging me, this and that, like that. So that is not a good case for that. Meaning ascendant is not having good strength. Okay. Now the tip of the day, by which we can simply see what is happening. Person will be going to the business or person will be going to the job. Okay. We have to see from this 7th house to 12th house. This is first thing. Or check from this house to the this house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 houses. 5, 6. These 6 houses. If the person is having most of the planets from 7 to 12 or 10 to 3rd, that means they will be going to the business for sure. Business, they are this time. And if the planets are from 1 to 6, go for the job. And it will take maximum 2 seconds for you to make that prediction.
Wow.
As simple as that. But you should not be confusing it with like not going this way, not 9 houses.
Either from 7th to 12th,
yeah,
or from 10th till 3rd. And we're using whole
yes,
sign here, whole sign.
whole sign. With me, I always use whole sign. Okay. Because this is what I have been taught.
So we
So
need to
2
count
things.
if more planets are from the 7th to the 12th than in any others, say there's 7 planets in Vedic astrology, or do we count Rahu and Ketu as well?
We will be counting Rahu and Ketu as well.
So we get then 9 planets.
Yes.
So out of 9 planets, if at least 5 are from 7th till 12th,
yeah,
you can go into business.
yes.
If at least, and if it's more, even better.
Yes.
Oh my
Or if somebody is in a job, even with these kind of things, somebody is in a job, the job will be something which is very powerful. Like President of America, President of anywhere, they are in the job, but that job is the only job. Okay. So that is a job, but that job is not just like a job. Okay. That is superior to everything like that. So if this is the case, then it will be happening. Okay. But remember one thing, either from here to here or here to here. Because why we can't mix from these 9 houses, like going from 7 to 9? Because these 3 houses are also the houses which are coming in from 1 to 6. So it should be 2 sets. And either of them is getting stronger with more planets, person will be going into the business.
What if none of those 2 paths have and not
maximum
the
planets?
path? What if not? What if it's split between all of them?
Then we have to jump into the analysis. Okay. Then we have to jump into the analysis.
Okay, but the
Okay,
fact
because in that also may sometime what happens. Let me add one more thing. Okay, I was keeping it for later. If there are more planets in these 4 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, 7, and 10, then also it indicates business. So if the split is happening, then of course most of the planets will be here. Okay. So if yes. First house, 4th house, 7th house, 10th house. And there's a reason why I included these things, these 2 sets. Because according to the general astrology, we consider 3 houses from the either side supports the house. So if we take the first house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this is supporting the first house, meaning me is getting the foremost. Whatever I want to do, I want to do it myself. I can't hold somebody else's instructions. Okay. And if something is, we talk about the 10th house, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So again, that is supporting the 10th house, taking the person to take self decisions, to go with their own mindset, like that. And talking about the planets Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu's impression on the 10th house. Okay, now this will answer your previous question. Like if it is a spread between just like anything, then we have to see who is making the impression on the 10th house. If these are the planets who are making the impression on the 10th house, the sun will be getting into business.
Why Sun, Moon, and Mars? Because Sun and Moon are the self planets.
So Sun, Moon, they and Mars, because first of all, these two are the planet which have strength. Okay, Moon is the prosperity giver, nourishment, sustainability, and Rahu is the, if you think somebody the maximum amount of money, that is Rahu. Although this planet is little bit defamed, okay, because of its general approach, but maximum money, if our Rahu is placed very well, maximum money will be coming in the Rahu period.
And how do we see if they make an impression on this 10th house? We look if they aspect it, or they're in the 10th, or
Either both of them. Either they should be in the 10th house or should be aspecting the 10th house.
and what if any of them is not in the 10th sign from the ascendant, but with
making relationship with the
midheaven?
10th lord.
Oh, then you look at the 10th lord.
Yes.
What if the midheaven, though, the MC, is not in the 10th sign from the ascendant? But
You know
we
what?
have stays there, the moon and Mars and Rahu.
You know what, Astrolada, you have to give your own analysis on this, because from the lineage I belong, we just consider 10th house as the house of midheaven. So I'm not very good in giving details of proper astrology thing. So you are the master here. Okay, I would appreciate your inputs here.
Well, I'll start looking, but I'll remember those 4 planets, Sun, Moon, Mars, and Rahu. Impression on the 10th, if they don't check the Lord of the 10th, if they aspect it. And the aspects in Vedic astrology is they're either in the same sign or the opposite sign. It's a full aspect, even if it's not close within 4 or 5 degrees, as long as it's in the opposite. And then Jupiter, the trines is a full aspect. We're not looking at Jupiter here, but Mars is 4th, 7th, and 8th. Okay. Rahu, 5th, 9th, and
5 and 7.
these
are the aspects.
signs. Okay.
If they are these many houses apart, okay, that means they are making their impression on the 10th house.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, then so what is happening here? Basically, another thing which you can see to make to keep it memorized, just check whether the horoscope is RHS right hand side or LHS left hand side. Okay, so if most of the planet in the left side of the horoscope, job, most of the planet in the right side of the horoscope, business. So it's a very easy thing to determine.
You mean when we look at, usually we look in the Western, we turn the chart actually, the ascendant comes here. So most of the planets above the horizon.
Yes, correct.
Below the horizon.
Yes.
Okay.
And this tip will be working at least 80%. At least 80%. Okay. Why at least 80%? Because in terms of job, we have to see what kind of job person is following. Somebody is job just like a prime minister or president, so that is a business like high authority job. Okay, somebody is in a like, why 80%? Because somebody might be in a job, but that job is something which has very lot of power and status. So that is and somebody in a business, but he has to wait for somebody else system, somebody else's instruction, or somebody else is controlling that business. Okay, so that is a kind of job because he is indirectly working under somebody.
It's kind of like exceptions you're talking here. Those are the 20%. Yeah.
Those are the 20%. Okay. And if you relate the stuff, you will get it. Yeah, it's working. That way. more Dhana Yoga. Dhana Yoga means yogas of wealth,
Well,
which we discussed the two lectures before this. Okay, wealth yogas. More wealth yogas coming from the business, or if more wealth yogas, person is not in the business, definitely in a power position. Okay, with like a civil servant, like a public servant. Politicians are public servant. Okay, but they are in the power position. Dhana Yoga. Okay, and check the status position of Saturn. Saturn is something which will be defining the person's um, approach towards business or job, because Saturn is something which want the person to be in a job. If Saturn is making impression on the 10th house, okay, then the person will be in job. But exception here.
but what?
Exception here.
Exception. Okay.
If Saturn is of own sign,
Oh,
exalted,
then a boss.
then a boss. Because now Saturn has the power. Saturn is no more a servant.
Yes.
I'm the boss in my home. I might be serving somebody else's home. Okay. Yeah. So this is the exception we need to see.
And the wealth yoga, I'll quickly mention it. It's combination, either they're together or in the house between the first, 9th, 5th, 11th, those four.
Yeah.
First,
Second,
5th, 9th, second, first, second, 5th, 9th, and 11th, those five.
Yeah.
The more
Yes.
combinations they have between,
Yes.
say, the ruler of the 5th in the second, the ruler of the second in the 11th, or the ruler of the 11th conjunct the ruler of the 9th, or the ruler of the 9th conjunct the ruler of the 5th or the 1st, and so on. The more you have of those, it means more likely business, because it's more money.
Yes. No. And you know what, like a debilitated Saturn, combust Saturn, afflict Saturn, okay, that will be taking somebody into job for sure. And like, you know what, if like someone is having a good Saturn, okay, and initially they went into the job, and later on they will be getting into business, and this we can check from the sequence of dasha, the timing, the major period or sub-period. So we just need to see the combination which we are discussing when they are getting activated. If they are activating in just on the time when the person need to start their career, definitely they will be choosing the particular thing right away. But if they are activating a little bit later, so person can go into something else and come into something else. So initially, like I was a teacher when I was studying in my university. After completing my university, I go into job again, and after some time, I come to business. So that was the thing when the dasha is being the period, the major period is being activated. Okay, so this is something we need to see. And what is the scale of business or the job, the scale, the intensity. Somebody is having a mini business, somebody is having a business like something, okay, very big business. Somebody is owning a automobile industry, or something is owning a very good supermarket like that. So that will be confirmed by the divisional charts, like D10 chart, 10th division of the horoscope. So they will be indicating the scale where we will be working, or the position where we will be working.
The scale of the business. Whether
Yes.
you're selling lemonade and you're a business owner, or
or just the lemons also.
even simpler.
Okay. Yeah. So let's take an example. Taking an example, this is, I was not having the exact birth data, but somewhere this example was there in my notes, and which I
Oh,
did
it's
when I
immediately I
was.
can see they have from the 7th till the 12th, 5
Yes.
planets. So
Yes.
Venus, Saturn, Mercury, Sun in the 10th, Venus in the 9th, Ketu in the 12th. So This is someone
Yes.
self-employed.
Yes, correct. And you know what? There's one funny thing why I wanted to pick this example.
Uh-huh.
This person, you see, sixth lord is making an impression on the 10th house.
Mars is aspecting the 10th.
No, no. So the 10th, sixth lord is Saturn, who is in the 10th house.
Okay. Ruler of the 6th in the 10th.
10th, yes. So somehow this person did job for a little bit period, but ultimately came into business. Like
Mhm.
maybe the initial dasha system was forcing him to be in job.
Empty. Yeah. To be in a G.
But you know what? Some nice combinations. The Lord of the 10th house in the 9th house. So,
Oh.
and this side is getting more powerful. So the person has to come into business somehow. But initially, he was in the job.
Because there was Saturn in the 10th.
Yes.
But the other
And
factors outweighed it, yeah, later on.
yeah. And you know what? Another thing, like you mentioned, sun impression, Mercury impression. So these kind of things, and Rahu is also making an impression on the 10th house by fifth aspect. One, two, three, four, five. So everything is indicating go to the business, go to the business.
So it was the
So
four planets, Sun, Moon, Rahu, and Mars, wasn't it?
yes,
Okay, looking at those
okay,
to affect the 10th house. And we have one,
yes,
two, we have two of them. Yeah.
yes. Okay, but you know what? Even if we talk about the Mars, Mars is making an impression on the 10th lord.
Ah, true. The ruler of, yeah,
Yeah.
with the fourth aspect. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So we just consider everything. Okay. So these are the little details we need to see that what is happening. But making a simple glance will take us somewhere at least. And then we get into little details and we have a crystal clear picture
Brilliant.
like that. Okay. So timing when the person will be in the job, when the person will be in the business, you know what? Sometimes it happens. Person is coming to me for a reading and the person is into a job and I simply tell them start thinking about business and they just look at my face with a big pose. What the hell are you talking? We are in that job and we are talking about the business. I said start thinking about the business. After 2 years or 4 years you will be getting into the business. Start planning it and then we discuss that what kind of business. Okay, like that. And I just suggest them this business, that business, and after 3 years they are texting me, okay Himanshu, give me the auspicious date to open the business.
My lemon business.
Like,
I'm ready to do my lemon business.
maybe. Yeah. So I tell them like these things. And at first they just, and sometimes I think that, okay, Manshu, you should not be working on this like this. You should give the person the dose little by little. And because talking to the person, suddenly I shifted his profession. He's in a corporate job. And I'm talking about, okay, you have your own accounting firm. What are you talking? I'm working in an accounting firm. I said, work on opening your own accounting firm. This is what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
So this is what we have to see with this, because ultimately we have to prepare the person for
Yes,
their direction. This
yes.
is our job
And for them
as
to,
an astrologer.
especially if someone told you before you even started thinking about it, someone you went for advice to, who sees more than you would be like, have much more faith in yourself.
Yes. Yeah. As some for some people, you know what happens, like, you know what, people like KFC a lot. Okay. So the person who was in the job into business, like the owner of KFC, I think he started business in the age of 60 plus somewhere, I guess.
Yes.
This is what I hear. So
Oh, this is his
before that
chart?
he was,
This
no,
is,
no, this is not his chart. I'm just
oh,
giving an example. I was not having his data actually.
okay.
So like that. Or you can say Abraham Lincoln, like that. So many people are there. So for some people, the success is coming later in the life. So that can be confirmed from the timing, the dasha period, dynamic period, like that. Okay. Let's take one more
Hmm.
example.
I just thought the ruler of my 10th is conjunct the sun, aspected by trine by Rahu, and by, yeah, so that also, you said if there is no direct influence on the 10th, they also, check
Yeah.
the ruler.
Ruler.
And I
And
have 5 planets from the 10th to the 3rd house. I calculated it. So
yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
spot on.
So check about this chart.
Okay, I'll look at the circular one. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
you
start
can.
counting
So
from
this is the first house for the circle.
okay, we look, the ascendant is up. Okay. Uh, 1 in the 2 in the 10th, Moon and Mercury in the 10th, Sun and Rahu in the 11th, Jupiter and Venus in the 11th, definitely. Or no?
Definitely what?
Well, should be self-employed to have business.
Self-employed. Yes.
Because it's very
Definitely
clear
the
here. Yeah.
very clear here. Okay. Definitely the person is in business and doing the import and export business. Okay. He is into import and export business. Now, one thing we have to check again. This sixth lord is in the 10th house. This sixth lord is in the 10th house. 1, 2, 6 lord in the 10th house. Okay. So initially the person started with the job again.
With the what?
And
With the job.
with job
Because
service.
the
Okay.
ruler of the 6th in the 10th, or the ruler of the 10th in the 6th, means that someone is working for someone. So is in
Someone.
a,
Yeah.
okay.
If Dasha is supporting, I'm telling again, if the period of the planets are supporting the service first, the person will be going into the service first. Okay. Like that. So initially the person started with job, and then after the period of this moon, he simply switched himself into the business and started import and export business. Okay. And why import and export business? We will study this chart a little bit later because that's another story. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is one kind of horoscope. Now, another horoscope.
Okay, let me try. Here it's gonna be from the 10th till the 3rd. Most planets are from the 10th till the 3rd. So it should be self-employed.
Yes, self-employed. But this person was not self-employed. He was in the service.
Okay.
He was in the service till the end of his career.
Oh, okay. This is an exception here we're seeing.
Huh?
We're seeing an exception.
No, we are not seeing an exception. So like I said, whenever we have this kind of situation, then we will see what kind of job the person is into. Okay. So the person was the head engineer of a very big industry.
He's a CEO, basically. Like
Yes.
top.
Yeah. So that's why he was in the power, and this is indicated by the power. And you see what is happening here. Why it was a job, like even a strong job, but why it was a thing? It's a very simple concept. We just discussed. That's why I pick up this example. So this is Saturn and Sun. They both are very close here. Look at this chart.
Yes.
28 degrees, 57 minutes, 28 degrees and 7 minutes. They are just 50 minutes away. So basically, this is not a good Saturn. Saturn is not very good in these Pisces sign for Jupiter. Okay. This is not a good Saturn. And Saturn is aspecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the Lord of the 10th house. So because of this aspect, the person has to be in the service. And because the Dasha system was supporting the service with some means, okay, that's why it happened. Okay.
Oh, so Saturn making an aspect to the ruler of the 10th or in the 10th usually you work
Yes.
at service, but because he
Yeah.
had most of the planets from the 10th till the 3rd, very high position.
Yeah.
I
High
love
position.
this. I love this. This is beautiful.
Okay. Now one more example.
Okay.
Now take some celebrities. So this is the Prime Minister of India. Look at his horoscope.
Okay, so where it says 4 is the 10th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they're all in the from the 10th to the 3rd, 7 planets, but he's in a very high position.
Very funny thing. What happened in this horoscope? He is a very interesting person. Right now, he is the Prime Minister of India.
Oh, he's
Definitely.
Modi. This is Modi, isn't it?
Modi. Okay, right now he's the Prime Minister of India. And if you know a little bit about him, we discussed somebody selling the lemons. Okay, he was just a tea seller.
A tea seller.
Tea seller.
Tea.
Like he used to make the tea, okay, and sell.
Mm.
And that is, you know what, you can barely make a survival out of that business. Barely make a survival.
Yeah.
Okay, because the kind of seller he was not selling a Starbucks tea. He was selling a tea for, you know what, less than a cent
Less than a cent. Yeah.
at that particular time. Then started rising, work under the high politicians somehow, and then he became the chief minister of a state. Okay, then he became the prime minister, most loved prime minister of India, one of the most
Yes.
loved prime minister of India.
Yes.
Okay, and most influencing prime minister of the India. Okay, so this is he's into the job, but initially he was into the business, but the kind of job person is having, that is far higher than any business. He's taking the decision not just for his business, for the whole country.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to study these things as well. And why the job is happening here, why the job kind of situation happened for him, like this strong job, because Saturn, if we check the 10th aspect of the Saturn, 10th aspect of the Saturn is on the 8th house. Okay, and they both are enjoying.
With
This
the
is the big shift is happening. This house indicate the big shift.
8th house is big shifts. Yeah.
Yes. So like that. So from where the big shift will be coming up, like that. This is a little bit advanced thing. For that we have to
Yeah.
go in the division chart as well. Not for today.
No, yeah.
Another example.
Okay.
King George.
Oh, everything from the 10th till the 3rd.
Third, everything. So
Huh?
this is the most discussed king of the England. So
Who was
everything there. So
Oh, he was the one who abdicated.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So King George. So everything there. It's so simple to analyze that.
Yes.
And take any horoscope. Most of the 80% to the 85% of the horoscope, you just need to make a look and decide what is happening here.
That's amazing. I'm in love with astrology again, thanks to you so much. I'm blown away.
Okay. And now Mr. Donald Trump.
Ah, okay. 9th, 10th to 3rd, except Moon and
Yes.
South Node.
Yeah. So this is happening with him. And why, you know what, there is a difference between Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. He was somebody who was doing very unorthodox decisions. Why he used to take those kind of decisions? Like why his personality is like that. Okay. So you discuss about the year, Arudha Lagna.
How you are perceived by society, isn't it?
Yeah. So first of all, let me little bit teach how to find out the year. Okay. So first of all, we need to see the sign in the first house.
Leo.
And calculate where the Lord is. So the Lord is in the 11th house.
Mhm.
Okay, that Lord is in the 11th house. So we move 11 houses from the Lord.
From the Lord.
So we will be end up in the Aries.
Aries. Aries.
And
That's
I
in
don't,
Aries, isn't
and
it?
people don't need any introduction about Aries. How people work with
Yes,
that Aries.
that's how he works. Like Aries, absolutely. And Aries is a hero, something he's a hero, something he's like the biggest creator of friction and
Yes.
anger and instigator. So wow.
So, and that's why he's a strong personality and why he take unorthodox decisions. Because look at the ascendant Lord of Donald Trump,
Sun with Rahu.
Rahu. And Rahu is the one who is making him to take some unorthodox decisions all the time.
Very different, unusual. Yeah, yeah.
He's
And
somebody who always stay in the discussions.
oh yeah, Gemini. The Twitter.
Always in the discussions, whether by his move and like right now his assassination happened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, he was attacked. Why he was attacked? What kind of combination made that thing?
Yes. Oh,
He is running from a very serious dasha. So the dasha right now he's running through is Jupiter Sun.
okay.
Okay, Jupiter Sun, and just before that it was Jupiter Sun, Jupiter Ketu. So you just see what is happening with these two guys.
With the Sun and Jupiter. One is in
Yeah,
the third, one is in the 11th.
yeah. But Jupiter is in the hold on. So, uh, so Jupiter is the lord of eighth house.
Oh, danger.
So Jupiter is the lord of eighth house and aspecting what? Sun. Ninth aspect.
First
One,
house.
two, not the first house, the first lord.
Yes, the Lord of the Jupiter, the Lord of the
Yeah.
eighth, which is danger,
Eighth house.
affecting the Lord of the first, which is the
Yes.
body. Oh,
Yes.
how long is it carrying on till this thing? This
Maybe I guess till 28th of July.
oh, so it's finished.
And
Uh,
almost tending, the difficult period is tending to be finished because you know what, even before that, what was happening, he was also being aspected by, the sun was aspected by Saturn, the sun was aspected by Jupiter. So it was in the dasha of all of these two guys. And Ketu is also another lord of Pisces.
yeah,
And why he was saved? He could be killed also, but something saved him.
Jupiter.
Because this Jupiter itself, it's a lord of
The fifth.
fifth house also. And they
Fifth
both
house.
are friend.
So the danger, the planet that is the danger, Jupiter, as the ruler of the
Yes.
eighth, is also the
Yeah.
ruler of the fifth, which is good karma or protection, or what is it?
Yes. Yeah. And because why this happened, because this fifth house is kind of corrupted. That's why this happened. That's why Jupiter was working just like a eighth lord.
Yeah, because of the south node there.
Yes. Yes.
Can I ask you something else? I just looked at
Please.
the 10th divisional chart and I saw so
Uh-huh.
many planets in their own signs. Jupiter in
Yes.
Pisces, Mars in Aries, Moon in Cancer, and Saturn in Libra. This is like
Yes.
5 planets exalted on their own signs. Is that why
Yes.
he reached so high in business and in
You know what? That is not just it. Look at his mind in the business.
his what?
He,
His
his
mind.
mind in the because he's somebody who used to save a lot of taxes. Lot of taxes.
He didn't pay them.
He used to take the best advantage of the schemes of the government.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'm not wrong, in 2000, I don't remember. Um, Hillary Clinton in a speech said that your one of the fellow candidate for the presidency. He is somebody who don't used to pay taxes.
Mhm.
And you know what reply he gave for that? That your government was in the power.
And he put
Why couldn't you charge me?
because he was doing it legally.
Legally, like he used to open the industries or business where the tax were exempted. All the business in those direction. He's so
It's legal, so
yes,
why?
yes. And specifically, you know what? Somebody just like the AL, D10 chart is also a chart of our image into the society. Because this is the karma chart. We are doing the karmas, all the stuff. And what is happening here? Saturn in the sun in the ninth house. Not just it's these houses you are considering. Okay, not just these. This particular thing in the ninth house is fortune. Okay, and then this Saturn, that the karma thing. So he is so brutal for his enemies, isn't it?
Yes, exalted Saturn in the seventh. Yeah.
Sixth house. I
In the
told
sixth,
you
yeah.
many videos before. Whenever you have Saturn, good Saturn in the sixth house, enemies has to be careful from you, no matter what.
Have to you win over the enemies.
Yeah,
But if Saturn is weak, the opposite, you get a lot of trouble.
opposite.
Mm.
So like that.
Oh, why does he have so many enemies, not just from the 10 divisional chart? He's
Because you know what, this Saturn want to win from the enemies.
Mhm.
So to win from the enemies, somebody has to create the enemies.
Yeah. So it's like, I want to win from my enemies in this lifetime. Okay, here is 2 billion, 3 billion enemies.
It's a simple thing, Lada, that somebody is supposed to die of the disease. So the disease has to be created
Yeah.
like that. So this is so simple, and these were the horoscopes I
Thank
wanted to
you,
discuss.
Himanshu.
And
I mean, after this presentation, I'm gonna catch up on the one missed lesson that you started, and I'm gonna be also
yeah,
taking.
that was retrogression. And you know what? I'm very happy with the quality of the students. They are
Yeah,
so good. And
you
basically,
attracted.
whatever
It's your
what
energy. You attracted.
whatever it is, maybe so maybe your energy actually. So because you know what, if I give them some assignment, they're not somebody that they are clueless. I took one class of 2 hours, and after 3 days, after on next day, I'm taking another class, and they are well prepared
They
to
what?
ask me a lot of. They were very well prepared to ask me a lot of questions,
They're engaged.
and yeah, and because of that, you know what I need to do. Like the webinar was for 4 hours, like 2 classes. I had to extend the webinar. I got interested in that. I have taken extra class, a bonus class for that retrogression webinar,
You
like
need
that.
to and you start like Himanshu says, he starts from the basics. He started with the basic
Scratch,
foundation, like his teacher taught him. The first thing you look in a chart is retrograde or invisible planets, combust.
combustion.
So the next lesson will be invisible planets, but you can
Yes,
still jump in. It's a whole year. It's only $730. You can pay it in installments as well, which comes up to a bit more expensive, but I don't know a better teacher than you.
and the good thing about the course is there is a discussion platform, and students are discussing throughout. You know what? When you and me were talking this, I was getting questions from the group from the
Already.
students.
Oh,
It happens all every
and
day.
it's
The
an
whole day
intimate group.
somebody is
So
posting them.
yeah, it's an intimate
Yeah,
group. Everyone gets total attention. You will know each other by
yeah,
and
and
uh
good set.
yeah, so I'll put a link below. Anyone who wants to join this class of Himanshu, brilliant teacher. So glad to God that we connected for the knowledge that you're dispensing, and you reignited my passion for astrology again. Now I'll finish this interview and I'll be checking charts and charts and charts of all my family.
Definitely,
I love
definitely.
you, Himanshu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this long class, but it was exceptional.
Bye bye.
Bye.